Hey guys, welcome back to Total Carp Fishing TV. Today you join me in the office and we are taking a look at some new reels from Daiwa. These are the Daiwa Crosscast 45 SCW QD OT. Let's get into it. So these are a reel that I've actually been using for quite a while now, and you may have seen them in a previous video that I did on some long range fishing when the focus was on the longbow rods, and these were the companion for those rods. Now since I've been using them, I've found them really nice to use. They've served me really well, and like I said, I've been using them for a long period of time, so I've been able to get to know them a little bit more, and I'm going to tell you all about them in this video. Now what I'm going to do is start with probably the most obvious part of the reel, which is the spool. Yes, that is a gold spool and something that I actually really like. So this is the 45mm long cast gold spool, and it holds approximately 530 meters of 0.35 line. Now if you have watched the previous video when I was using these, you may have heard that I was using heavy duty line due to all the snags that are in the lake. Now this has had no issue whatsoever in terms of how much line I can put on the reel, because realistically I'm never going to be fishing anywhere up to 500 meters. So I've been able to up the diameter of the line and still fish really comfortably at long range. Another thing that helps improve casting performance on this reel is the line lay. Having a really neat line lay helps the line leave the spool with less resistance, which ultimately helps you cast further and more accurately. And that line lay is so neat because of the slow cross wrap on the reel. Now casting is one thing when you're fishing at range, but when you have to reel in, it can be a bit of a faff when you're having to do loads and loads of turns of the handle to retrieve all that line. You get 104 centimeters of line retrieval per rotation of that handle, and I can say from experience that when you're winding in from those long ranges, it really does reduce the amount of effort you have to put in to get that heavy lead all the way back to you. The same can be said for when playing fish. You don't want to be thinking about having to wind lots to retrieve the line if the fish decides to make a quick move towards you, or you're just trying to get the fish away from some snags or whatever it is. You want to know that you can get a lot of line in quick succession. So for me, I found that a really nice feature of the reel. Also on the spool itself, you've got a metal high impact line clip. So when hitting the clip with a powerful cast, you've got absolutely nothing to worry about. In terms of drag, you've got a QDM quick drag system that goes from locked up to free spool in 3/4 of a turn. So you've got plenty of control. I found that this is probably the perfect amount of rotation of that dial at the top to go from locked up to free spool. I find anything less, there's not enough control for me personally, and any more you find you're twisting the knob too many times to get into the position where you want it to be. Whereas this, I found, is straight to the point. It's really nice and simple to adjust. That amount of rotation gives me more confidence when I'm playing fish, because it means that if they do decide to make a quick turn and make a quick run, I can quickly adjust it without going too far and letting too much line out. And vice versa, if I need to lock it up, I can do that nice and quickly, but not to the point where I'll overdo it if I turn it too much. Moving on to the rest of the reel, the body and the rotor are constructed of a very lightweight but very tough DS4 material, which is a polycarbonate which has been developed by Daiwa. Like I mentioned, this keeps the reel really lightweight, and I can say from experience, because I've put it through its paces, it's remained super tough throughout all of its use. In addition to that, the DigiGear 2 internals give you a really smooth operation, and it's just really pleasing to use. I can't say much more about it really. Now, something for you anglers out there who love a folded handle, this reel comes with a folded handle, a single one-touch folded handle with a wooden knob. Doesn't get much carpier than that. Overall, body-wise, you've got a mixture of matte black and gloss black on the finish, which gives it a really pleasing look in combination with that gold spool. I think overall the reel looks really smart, but not too much that it stands out and it's a bit of an eyesore. Now, like I mentioned, I've been using these for a while and my opinion of them is very high. I've enjoyed using them and I will continue using them for the foreseeable future, and we'll do a full in-depth use and abuse review at some point in the future. The recommended retail price is £165 for this reel, but if you do want any more information on the reels at all, then head to Daiwa's website, which is www.daiwasports.co.uk. And if you haven't already seen the video where I use these reels in combination with the longbow rods, then click just here so you can watch that full video.